The loss to the Thunder in Oklahoma City. And that does your confidence guys no favor. They got manhandled in that one. It wasn't pretty.
Guys, it was like there was a lid on the basket in that game. No matter how many plays you make at the defensive end, hard to overcome such a lack of production offensively.
Well, you know, the high-quality shots were few and far between for them, guys, and they have nobody to blame but themselves for that. You've got to do a better job of working harder to put up points.
So the Nets starting five. We've got Johnson, Larkin out there with Wayne Ellington. Then it's Young, and it's Lopez in its center.
And guys, remember, LaMarcus Aldridge last January suffering a torn ligament in his thumb, scheduled to undergo surgery and miss 2 months of the season. But he opted to tough it out and keep playing. And boy, how big was that for the Blazers?
Lopez, no luck. San Antonio with the ball. Parker passes to Leonard. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Johnson against Leonard. 6 to shoot. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Larkin. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
Yeah, early on, 3 misses to open the game. Their offense right now still trying to find its way.
Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Johnson outside. Young left side. Shot from 12. Takes a big high bounce and goes in.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
Spurs have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Lopez with the block. Knocks it loose. Lopez with the steal. Now here's Johnson. He had 25 points in the win against Chicago. Knocked loose. And the foul called on Joe Johnson. That's his first foul. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play.
The shots aren't dropping yet. They've missed 4 of their first 5 shots.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And here's a look at the stats for Leonard. Coming off a terrific season, he averaged about 16 points a game, 7 rebounds, and almost 2.5 steals. He has been at his most dynamic, no question about it, a real handful.
Well, he's operating at the highest level right now, one of the truly elite talents in the NBA.
Here's Parker. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
But you know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
Brooklyn trailing. Here's Larkin. Lopez a screen. Ellington from outside. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound.
Good little 2-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
That's his first personal foul.
The Spurs shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line, so that's a nice all-around effort.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
And last season, the Nets made sure nobody went off against them. They would lose games, but they did a great job of limiting an opposing star from taking over.
Now, here is Young. 11 points for him in that last game against Chicago.
And how about the job he did rebounding as well, guys? I mean, just a dominant performance on the glass.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Well, as you mentioned with the Nets, they limited takeover games, set an NBA record, in fact, Clark, by allowing the fewest 30-point scores against them.
Yeah, you know, only Harden and Lillard were able to get 30 points against the Nets. As you said, the first team to allow so few in a complete NBA season. Going back to '99, the strike-shortened season, the Knicks did it as well.
In transition, here comes San Antonio. Here's Marjanovic. And the wide-open shot from Green. Hits the jumper in space. Green's got 5 now.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Yeah, it's got to be concerned with all the missed shots here, and every team goes through cold streaks. You just got to figure out a way to stay productive.
And the best way to do that when you're missing shots is to get to the foul line. Be aggressive, get to the foul line, and knock down some of those freebies, and the tide can turn for you.
Here's Larkin. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Lopez. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the way up.
Guys, he's got the length to get to the rim, and when he gets there, you never see a clumsy or awkward finish out of him. Everything is smooth and fluid.
Now here's Parker. 14 points from him the last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
And he also looked to attack at the defensive end of the floor. 3 steals in that game. Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Larkin dishes to Johnson. Screen by Young. Pass to Ellington. To the paint. From 7. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Thaddeus Young provides a lot of things, Clark. Solid on both ends of the floor. You can plug him into almost any lineup and make it work.
Yeah, he's an ideal basketball player because of his versatility. I think that's one of his greatest strengths. Not only can he play the 3 or 4, he can go inside and outside, too.
First trip to the line for him here.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
And, you know, with his free throw percentage being where it was last season, it changed the way teams defended him. I mean, there were no easy baskets. He was going to get fouled anytime he got near the rim. They were going to make him earn his points at the line.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And guys, when you talk about Thaddeus Young, last year was another solid season for him. Excellent job finishing around the rim as usual. Solid rebounding numbers, but still trying to improve his consistency from the 3. He started the season strong in that department and kind of fell off a bit at the end.
It's the Nets now, following the 3 moments ago from LaMarcus Aldridge. The shot by Johnson, no good.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Here's Larkin. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. And Lopez gets it to go.
Man, Thaddeus Young, he's really entering the prime of his career right now at age 27. Hard to believe he's now in his 9th season. Only spent 1 year in college. Still plenty of room to grow.
Now here's Leonard. He's coming off a 10-point game against Oklahoma City.
Couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
And Brooklyn has possession. Manu Ginobili getting his 3 to go. The shot's good from Ellington.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Parker kicks to Ginobili. Aldridge a screen. Shot off the pick, and it's sent back by Lopez. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. A different look now for San Antonio. West comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Mills in for Parker. And then for Brooklyn, Markel Brown, he's checked in for Ellington. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Shane Larkin. And yes, sir, that one drops. Ginobili's got 5 points so far.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
Johnson. Almost, but it rolls out.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Duncan, the pass to Ginobili. His three-pointers off the mark. Nets trail by 11. Johnson dishes to Lopez. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. It's going to be on David West. And watching Brook Lopez, he all the time contributes in every category. It's amazing the number of Clark ways he affects the game.
Deadly with the shot. Tremendous touch back to the basket, moves, facing up, makes free throws. Good offensive rebounder, capable passer. He just makes things happen.
So for the Nets, Robinson's checked in for Young, and it's Bogdanovich in for Johnson.
And talking about Lopez, he does clean the glass on the offensive end. He was 12th in offensive rebounds last year. However, he was 44th in defensive rebounds. That's one important area he definitely has to work on. Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Kevin, Greg Popovich and I got a chance to talk for a bit. This is their first matchup of the season against this squad, and he knows the shot blocking in the middle will certainly be an obstacle. But he said, quote, "We've got to remain aggressive and continue to attack." Guys, he said that putting their bigs in high pick and rolls and shooting the open jumper with confidence will be key. We'll see how they do.
Thanks for getting back to us on that report, Doris. Guys?
And, you know, they obviously spent the brunt of their time preparing for this game by coming up with ways to attack that vaunted defense.
Attack being the operative word, all in caps. I mean, it has to be an active, assertive approach they use. They can't sit back and be passive. You know, getting back to Lopez, how good is it to have a guy with his offensive package also be a near top 10 shot blocker for you? That's what he was last season and several seasons before that. He's an all-star talent if he can just stay on the court and stay healthy.
Clock at 4. Mills, that's a two-pointer. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. And the Nets with possession. They've outscored them 10 points to 2 during this run. Lopez inside. Duncan on him. It's deflected. It's stolen by Duncan. Mills with it. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Nice shot by Ginobili.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
36 seconds left in the first quarter. To the middle. Here's Lopez. Great D that time from Duncan.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
For Brooklyn, they have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. No good on the free throw. Spurs making a switch here. Diaw's checked in. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Bargnani's checked in. And he's good on the second. Spurs leading by 4. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first. That's good from West on the assist by Mills. West has got his first points of the game.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
Yeah, and watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
3 seconds left. Here's Brown. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so the first quarter is in the books. Spurs out in front, up 6. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And we had the chance to catch up with Greg Popovich, and he talked about how he felt Tony Parker ranks among the league's best point guards.
To be in the conversation, I think, is totally appropriate. And Tony is very often not even in the conversation when people talk about top 10 guards and that sort of thing, which has always amazed me. All you hear is all the other names, whoever the new young guard is. And there's a lot of great ones. But to leave his name out seems ridiculous to me.
Pop breaking it down and telling it like it is usual.